welcome to Under the Plum Bob, the second one of the year. I forget we did one earlier already.
Yep, we've already done one this year.
Oh my god. I'm Kate. It's a Social Bunny episode. This is the first Social Bunny of the year. That is right.
Yes,
I am
that is right.
And I'm Caitlin.
I'm Jess.
And we're not alone in the treehouse today. We have a guest.
Somebody's here.
It's me, Techn0babble.
Techn0babble's here.
Yay!
I'm here. This is great. I'm excited.
We're so excited you're here.
Oh, that intro music. It takes me to podcast land right away. I'm ready to sit back and relax and listen, but here I am talking now.
You get to interact.
Yep.
In new fun ways.
Yeah. I think a lot of people want to jump in a lot of times on our podcast, but you are actually doing it today.
Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I love this. You know, I am a huge fan of the podcast. Your podcast was the first podcast I found when I'm like, I want to listen to Sims podcast. Does it exist? And there you guys were. And then I got hooked.
You might have been the first person not involved with the podcast I ever heard say our podcast name, because I was listening to the Simmers Digest podcast, and just because I do it a lot while whatever game I'm playing, there's a podcast playing in the background, and my head whipped so fast when you said our podcast. The first time I heard it, I was like, what? And then I backed it up. I was like, wait a minute, go back. And I was like, oh my God, he said
our name.
Aw. Yes, I adore your guys' podcast. It was definitely inspiration to continue and do more podcasting, and anything I can do, I would love to have you guys on our podcast, Simmers Digest, anytime. Yes. This is awesome.
And very quickly, if someone doesn't know about Simmers Digest, can you do there's so much.
Oh, sure. Digest is. That's fair. So you guys probably see me all around the internet as Simmers Digest, but I'm Techn0babble, the person behind the logo, I guess, so to speak. And we basically support our community, love our community, and just try to do as much as we can to connect, collaborate, share, broadcast, highlight, feature. We have a site, simmersdigest.com. If you want to check it out, you will see basically everything you need to see. And we're on all of the socials, primarily as Simmers Digest. Unfortunately, not on Instagram. It's the Simmers Digest, but it's us.
Who took that name from you on Instagram?
They had that name for so long, and I have tried to reach out to them, and they're nothing. They never post anything. Like, if they were active, I'd be like, yes, and I would probably try to get them on board. I'm like, you should work with us because we have the same name. It's awesome. But yeah, no, they're like radio silent, so it is what it is.
It's like the person that has Under the Plum Bob on Twitter.
That's why we're Plum Bob Cast, because we're just like, you know what, fine.
Yeah, it's already taken in some spots.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's like if a new social media comes out, you got to go grab it real quick, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what we did with Hive and Mastodon. We immediately went out. I signed us up for everything.
Yes, that's what you have to do.
We could. That's on here of just the brief before we get into Sims news. There's a very strong Sims community on, and part of the reason I wanted Techn0babble on is because Techno, you're also so involved in just keeping up with what's happening. Because we kind of have to. The fact that
true.
Twitter for a brief moment, and maybe still, who knows, might be crashing and burning like the Titanic right now, where the Sims community will go if Twitter leaves. There was a brief moment of we actually need to really talk about where we go if we can't use this, because this is where our news comes from, and we will be sad.
Yes.
Because we tried Mastodon and it didn't really. I don't like it.
Yeah, I haven't even I'm just, Mastodon is too in-depth and too many things, and it doesn't feel like it's Sims community friendly to me.
No.
There's too many layers. I like it. I understand what it's there for, and I understand how it could work beautifully, but not for what we do.
No. And you can't use GIFs. You couldn't use, at least when we signed up for it, I was like, well, how am I supposed to communicate if I cannot use, I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
I need these.
People need those. That's how I comment to so many people on Twitter is with GIFs. My frequently used GIFs, I'm like, yep, there it is. Yep, that's what I'm using. Yep.
Because sometimes you can't find the right words, but the look can do it. So I need a GIF.
Yeah. I think Hive kind of started to take off, but because it's literally just ran by a couple people and they had to shut down for a while to beef up their security, I think that kind of hurt it in growing the community that was starting.
And you know what? There was such a boom on it with the Sims community. Like, I was all
Yeah.
about it. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
goodbye, Twitter. Let's go Hive. And then they like shut down for like 2 days. And I understand from the back end why and how important it was and all the coolness that they brought. But then I'm like, yeah, we just lost the momentum, Hive. And now there's people there, but there's not a lot of people there.
And Hive is much more image focused, which I think
I agree.
Kelsey Dangerous said something like it's like Instagram and Twitter kind of had a baby because of just how visually focused it is, which with what Sims does is very important.
Agreed. That's a great way to put it too.
I couldn't get in there for 2 weeks, so I gave up. Like,
I kind of
you
forgot
and me
about
both.
it.
I think I kept messaging you guys about it. Like, are you having issues? I can't even get in. I don't think any of those messages got to you, but they were all through Hive.
No.
Like, what's going on?
I couldn't even like get logged in. It kept bouncing me out.
I think what I would do is I would go to it, I would click the button, and then it would just load for 10 minutes. And then by the time it loaded, I have my brain somewhere else. I started something. I went somewhere different. I was like, oh,
yes,
it's loaded now.
it makes sense though. I mean, it was like there was like 2 weeks of what's happening with Twitter, and now I'm like, I feel like Twitter's growing even more now after all of that.
It's still a booming place to be, I've noticed.
It's just, will it be stable enough and continue on, and what happens when it goes away, which all of us are concerned about.
Yeah. And we might be at the mercy of whatever the EA teams decides to go to. Like, they might not follow the masses. They might just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because Techno is learning, because he got access to this marvelous script today. A lot of like our news scripts are just pictures. We just screen grab tweets and throw them into this Google Doc.
That's important stuff right there. It spurs a lot of emotions and memories just by looking at the image. And it challenges us, I think, as podcast hosts to really, really give the audience an authentic, real look at what our brains are doing when we see these things.
How do I verbalize a diaper? How do I verbally tell what emote?
We need to use our words.
But we can get into, because there was like a news drought pretty much during December.
There's so much happening.
But yeah, after Tuesday, we were like, oh, well, okay. No, when did January 10th? When was that?
Last week sometime?
Last week.
2 weeks ago from when you hear this.
Yes. Then they were like, you know what? Go, 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 go.
Seriously, like dominoes, they just like kept happening one after the other.
For a while, it was like, are we even going to have enough to talk about? And then it was like, boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Yeah, like, we'll do one if this is a peek behind the curtain of how social bunnies happen. It's like, if something happens, we'll do one. But if not, there's no point in us being like, and then there was no news. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Shortest episode ever.
Welcome to the podcast. Nothing happened. We're still here. We're going to go play Sims. You should too. Cue outro music.
Quick episode. Could you download it again just so we're just trying to get our things up. But the first thing that happened was they released the roadmap, the first roadmap of the year, and normally roadmaps take place over 3 months. So that's what whenever I look at a roadmap, I assume it's I figure it's like a quarter of the year or the first 3 months or so.
See, this is why you listen to this podcast, because this team behind the scenes does all of this valuable work to let you know. Like, this is why I love you guys. Like, this is perfect. I'm like, oh, it's 3 months. I mean, I follow all this stuff, but like too community based. Like, I'm focused on all of the players and the gamers and the creators, and I'm like, I don't remember that. How did you know that piece of information? Every time I listen. So, thank you for that.
No problem.
Listeners, you should shout a huge thank you to both of them on. Go to Twitter, and if you're on Hive, go on Hive and say, hey, thanks for this.
Look at him. Look at how nice he is. I was like, we're going to invite Techno. Techno's much nicer than we are. I'm afraid he's going.
Oh, no. Usually when I'm on somebody else's thing, that's when I get like real cheeky. I'm like, oh no, you get full Techno experience, because I am very nice. It's true. Thank you. I'll take that compliment, but I can roll with whatever you guys throw at me.
I'm so excited for Spicy Techno. So excited.
Hashtag Spicy Techno.
Yeah, we got this roadmap. Yeah, it's got a little kid sitting under a tree, and it says it's all relative. So everything will be related to itself, related to other Sims, is what we're thinking anyway.
Right. It seems very relative focused.
God, I hope so. For their
And
own
even with
sake.
the Michelson reunion, like, is that a specific Sim family that I should know about and you guys do because you know all of the history of everything? Or am I completely out here like, what is this? This means something to somebody.
It's not a Sims 2 family. I don't know if it's a Sims 3 one.
No, it
It
doesn't
doesn't
sound
it doesn't jump
familiar.
at me. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it must be what I am thinking, a family in a new pack that we might be getting.
Ooh, like a main mhm.
Yeah, because it's also saying San Sequoia 2023. San Sequoia sounds like a new world, possibly.
Didn't they say in what did they call that stream they did?
The summit?
The summit. Didn't they say in the summit we were getting a new world?
Yeah, at least
They
one.
did. And I can't remember who it was, and I'm going to try to see if I can find it behind the scenes. Someone posted like San Francisco was not at all on the list of places discussed from all of the data they collected from what we want in the game. Not saying that they're going to only do what we want in the game, obviously, but that was not on there. But looking at the picture, like there's a
That bridge.
bridge. Yeah, that bridge in the
Mhm.
background, it's giving me Golden Gate Bridge
And a
vibes.
lighthouse. It's definitely coastal, wherever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice the lighthouse till just now.
I have a sister who's obsessed with lighthouses, so I'm always like, oh, ding.
Lighthouse.
Nice.
I think the picture they showed in the summit kind of gave off kind of San Fran vibes to me.
That's true. That's very true.
So what is, because I do remember Twitter talking about it might being San Fran and people saying San Myshuno was like San Francisco, Tokyo
Right.
thing. So are they gonna? I haven't been to San Francisco, so I don't. I guess when I think of San Francisco, I think of hilly and those houses from Full House.
Yes, Full House. That's what I'm talking about.
So I'm hoping, do we get those kind of those
The row houses.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys can't see that I'm just making.
She's making
Just
rows.
boxes. Yep.
We understand completely what she's trying to let you all know, and it's row houses. Go watch a Full House episode or Fuller House episode, whichever is your cup of tea.
Or the intro to Full House.
At least the intro,
Yes.
yeah.
It's all playing in our heads right now, right? There it
Yep.
is. Yeah, I'm game for it. I think that'd be cool. That would be an amazing new like structure brought into the game. Like, could you imagine if we could actually build row houses where like they were attached or so close that like the neighbor, like that would be amazing.
That is giving me like Sims 2 vibes.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Sims 2, so the apartments expansion pack, which was the last expansion pack they did, brought in apartment houses, and you could also, as a part of apartment houses, make those row houses, and like there were four different houses in there that you could play as apartments. So I'm wondering if they might do it that way.
It sounds like you just confirmed that that's what's happening, and we're getting that. So breaking news,
100%.
everybody.
It was me doing it this time, not Jess.
Yep.
I think
Caitlin's the spy.
Well
This
done.
whole time.
That'd be a great addition to the game for certain. Like just changing it up a bit, let you like somewhat locked in architecture, but also not. I would love that.
more house for the limited space we have. It would just be allow more houses in a limited amount of space.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm excited to see whatever San Sequoia brings,
Me
whatever that
too.
means.
I also don't understand because they also announced part of the reason we do picture grabs is because they announced all this stuff in like GIF video form on Twitter, so like it goes by too quickly. So when it says one expansion pack coming, there's a picture of a bear with a little crown on it, and I don't understand what that means.
I saw a lot of people talking that the bear looks like a tooth.
I saw that also.
Oh.
And then I heard people talking about Toothberry instead of Tooth Fairy, and it possibly being a nod to like an element that might happen in game with a kid, like a life event where they're gonna lose a tooth and the Tooth Fairy might show up. And I was like, that I could see that being right up Sim's alley. They're gonna change it up because we don't have a fairies pack. There's no fairies in the game yet, so
Nope.
they don't want to like tease us with that. So they're gonna give us something that they created, which is a Toothberry. Let's see.
Toothberry. I will say, because there was a lot of gripe about when the Parenthood pack came out, the pack pretty clearly is about being a parent to kids, but a lot of people wanted it to be a generations pack.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't what that pack was. It was about being a parent, which is in the name. At this point, with this expansion pack, if it's not generations, a generational thing, they may have just like shot themselves in the foot because like this is pretty heavily advertised as like it's all relative. Here's a tooth thing which might be involved with the child. It's like your guys are really pointing us in a direction, and if it's not that, this isn't our fault this time. This might be on you.
Yeah. I was kind of going back to when Eco Lifestyle came out, and just from the little bits that they released, everyone's like, oh my god, farming.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was right there with you. I thought for certain we were getting farming then, and then it wasn't until cottage living, which was that the next one we got? I don't remember historically.
I think it was at least a good year between the two.
That was the last expansion pack we got, right? Was Cottage Living?
No, high school years.
High school was expansion, yeah.
I forgot. It came with a... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, and the one thing that we knew about because of the summit, that was the first thing, one big update, and then the picture is a diaper with eyes, which is terrifying. So we're getting the baby update, and honestly, we delayed this recording because we were like, if we record and then Tuesday is the stupid baby update, we're gonna be so mad.
Again.
This is so true.
But that's not the update we got Tuesday.
We did not get that update. I'm sure everyone was hoping for that update. All the 100 baby challengers out there, either at the almost done with it and don't want that additional work, or the people who are like, I want to try it out. I can't imagine.
I'd restart. Honestly, I play it sometimes and I'm like 30 kids in. I'm like, I'll just restart if the babies change. It doesn't matter.
Wow. The 100 baby challenge is the one thing I think in the Sims community that I have not even attempted to take on because it is the most stressful thing, and I watch everyone else's stress as they're playing through it. And I mean, you guys know I'm like always watching these videos. I'm all over YouTube watching content, putting comments and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so stressful. Thank goodness it's you and not me. And then I can't bring myself to do it. And then with the potential with this new release with the update, whatever it might be, this big old update in a diaper, I just don't know like what's gonna happen. And as a person who loves good LP and loves just playing, I love it. But for those challenges, I can't even wrap my head around how complex and hilarious it will be to see like these babies crawling all over the place, and that's what I hope for at least.
I didn't really care that toddlers weren't in the game, so when they were put in there, I was like, okay. Like, I did not care for or against them existing.
Right.
But I don't mind that babies are objects because it means that I can click on the cradle they're in and move them without doing anything else. And I was playing, I think I was playing the Speed Legacy I'm trying to do, and I was just like, you're born in the kitchen, but I'm going to move you up to the bedroom real quick. And I was like, in 2 weeks, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. And I'm sad.
It will be interesting to see what exactly changes with the babies.
And what's going to break.
And didn't the team say that that the baby state wasn't going away, but there was going to be an in between the baby and the toddler, but they didn't tell us what it was called? Or am I totally imagining things?
An infant stage?
Yeah, I think when they're going to be born, they might still be the objects, but then they're going to add like something between toddlers and those newborns.
Yes.
But toddlers can learn to crawl up the stairs, and these probably won't, and that's upsetting to me.
Yeah. They might just be full on crawling around instead of like walking.
They get fast.
Yes, like terrifyingly fast when they're running around when they've got that full movement. That's
Jesus, you're outside and you're naked. Come back.
The first time it happened, I was like, what is going on? This is like a horror movie. I was like, oh, I get you. They've just mastered that movement skill. They got this. They can go anywhere they need to.
Just zoom.
Yes.
They also said that we are going to get 2 unique kits, which that news dropped this week.
And they're out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we thinking? We got what was the official name? Was it Bathroom Clutter?
Bathroom Clutter kit and the Symptomates kit.
That's right. Symptomates was the one that was leaked, but it had a different title, right? It was Men's Modern Wear.
Yes.
Which was throwing me for a loop. Like, I literally was sitting there like, I don't understand. I went into, like, on Discord and all of the different Sims chat. I'm like, I don't understand this. What am I missing? How is this leak confusing me this much?
Because you're like, it's close enough to a thing and not quite.
Yes. But what do you guys think of these 2 new kits that released that are available, what'd you say, today, right? While we're recording? Is this...
While we're recording, so yeah, last week they came out. I hope you got them, or maybe not. I don't know.
If you're interested in them.
I am definitely interested in the bathroom clutter kit because I love cluttering up a build. That is like one of my favorite things, is like making houses look lived in, and things that I would like set somewhere, like I'll put a cup right here because that's where I would keep a cup or something like that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So are you saying that you're a clutter queen behind the scene?
I am very much a clutter queen.
All right, I love it.
Julia might have made us all clutter queens.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's a good thing. That's like what I learned when I first started like building. I'm like, this looks good, but not as good. What am I missing? Again, watching all these building videos, I'm like, oh, and then the clutter game. My goodness. Well, kudos to you for inducting the entire podcast team onto cluttering up their builds, because it makes such a difference. And I feel like the community's listening, or the team's listening, that we want more clutter, and they keep giving us more things with more clutter. And now it's literally just a clutter kit.
Yeah.
Also, somehow, I don't know how he's cinematically on Twitter, but he always has, I always feel like he has the picture of the items before
All of them.
the stuff is out, and I don't know how he does this. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 20. So there's 31 items in the bathroom clutter kit. That includes, I'm assuming, a bunch of what are they called? The things where you make them look different.
Swatches.
Swatches, thank you. My brain is not there anymore. And then, which is actually not a bad amount of items for $5.
No.
That's always for kits, I'm always like, the amount of items matters in a kit a lot because there's no other thing.
And I really appreciate that a lot of these are like clean pressed towels on the line, and then obviously used towels up there. Brand new tube of toothpaste versus the almost empty tube of toothpaste. I really appreciate that attention to detail.
Yes.
I saw a lot of excitement for the bathroom. You can there's a light switch for a room.
Oh my gosh, yes. How long until they make it where it's actually like functional, do you think? Because there's already CC out there that does that.
Oh, is there?
Yes, I just saw. I'll have to find the tweet, but yeah, I will find it while we're still chatting.
Mod people are so quick. And I saw excitement for, there's a rug in here that goes right in front of the toilet, and there's like a cutout so you can just...
Oh.
Yeah. I was super excited for that.
You don't have to BB move objects on it. You can actually make it work. Oh, thank goodness. It's about time.
Yeah, that's usually what I have to do, is like take a small oval rug or a small square rug and kind of shove it under. So it's kind of like under the toilet, but it looks like a regular toilet rug.
Right. It looks like it's supposed to be there and it's doing what it's doing. I only just recently started throwing rugs in the bathrooms literally because of this. And then I kept having like issues where my Sims couldn't get to stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's a rug. Figure this out.
I can't walk on it. It's a rug, obviously. It's in the way.
There's an object here. Yes, for your feet. That's why it's there. I'm trying to make your life better, but, they won't listen to me.
Just wanted to keep your feet warm while you're going to the bathroom, but I guess not.
Enjoy these cold tiles.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think I was trying to move like a computer into somebody's room, but the desk wouldn't go there because I had a poster on the wall. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then I was like, oh yeah, BB objects. Jesus. So I had to move stuff around. I was like, this is the problem? I thought like there was a light.
Thank goodness for that cheat.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They made it almost mandatory. We should just be on all the time.
Yeah.
It would be really nice to just have a toggle switch down the bottom.
Yes. Yeah, on, off.
Just flip that on.
And the second one was the underwear kit.
Yep, the Simtimates.
Intimates, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, I feel like people are saying more positive things about that than they are about the bathroom clutter. Where you guys lie with this these new kits?
I'm a Cass bitch, so I like any new clothes. Anything that shows up. I'm like, yep.
Love it.
I'm sure if I had them, I would play around with them and incorporate them more into my games, but I am definitely more excited for the bathroom one.
When this was announced, though, my first thought was, I'm going to make these swimsuits. Like, that was my very first thought, was these are going to be swimsuits.
Right.
I think a couple could work as swimsuits, but a lot of them do look like underwear.
They do.
I haven't even seen anything out on. I've got to go find someone who's got something posted about it. Like I've seen all the bathroom clutter. I haven't seen anything from the Symptomints yet.
I will say I was kind of surprised how much they did, because I did go very, very, very quickly and get this and to take a look on it, to just throw it on a sim. They do look like underwear. Like they got the fabric right on them. Like a couple of them, yeah, it's
Nice.
you can switch them over, but especially the men's stuff, like it's got that band on it. So it's like,
Uh-huh.
it looks like underwear. Their goal is achieved. Also, apparently they worked with MeUndies, because there's a couple of them that say MeUndies on them, and that's where this came from.
Nice. That makes sense. I just saw one where there are eggplant all over the guy's underwear. So there you go.
Haha.
Or aubergine if you prefer, or wherever you're listening from.
Little on the nose there, Sims.
Seriously.
There's like pizza ones. I think those are the MeUndies ones. Like there's a pizza set.
Ones?
So like pizza boxers, and then the women's has like pizza on the top and the bottom.
I'm really excited to see all the MeUndies swatches, because they always have really good prints on their actual products.
Right. Oh my gosh, I just came across the pizza one.
It's cute. I was like, this is pretty cute.
And it's not like your standard just triangle. It's got like melting cheese coming off of it, what looks like a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, it's solid pizza. Like it looks good. I want to eat it.
I think we're getting hungry, and yes.
Yeah.
I bet money that they took the fabric from the MeUndies ones, like it's actually referencing a fabric from the reality, and they put it on, they threw it on there. However that works.
So if you like it on your Sims.
Yeah, right. Someone was wondering if they were going to partner with one of the kids with an organization, but did they say anything? Like I don't remember seeing a tweet from the team that said anything about MeUndies, but
I didn't see anything. The only reason I knew it was because it says it on the SWAT, like it says it on the item in there.
I think they just posted today saying that they had partnered with them.
Breaking news, everyone.
Breaking news.
A week later. Hold on.
That you might listen to later on.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
they
breaking
did.
news for us.
3 hours ago. To inspire confidence in every sim, we collaborated with at MeUndies to create bold prints and pieces that set the mood in Symptomints collection kit. Purple
Boom.
Heart. They did not partner with anybody for the used
the toothbrush and used toothpaste. Yeah, the used towel kit. I love it.
All MeUndies responded, "Your Sim's about to be super cute." It's fun when they talk to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm real curious to see how many people buy this pack. I think people won't talk about buying this pack, but I think a lot of people are going to buy this pack. Or kit, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it'll show. I think both will show up, because I think builders like having, even if they're not interested in the idea of a pack, builders like to have anything available.
True.
Which is why a lot of them, like even there are some like the notorious bad packs in Sims are even still are good for builders. Like Batu, horrible. Like nobody likes it, but builders are like, there's a lot of good shit in there. So I got
Nobody likes Batu. I am currently living my best Star Wars life right now.
Oh my god, we found one!
It's me. It's just me. It's just me. There's a few of us, but we don't come out in the public often.
Are you the one that's been finding the gameplay issues then? Because we're like, somebody's got to be playing to find this stuff.
And reporting it constantly. Finally, they listened.
I got mad because my legacy, I jumped back into my speed legacy like 2 days ago, and then immediately like several bad things happened at once. But the thing I was most upset for was the legacy heir rolled the want to go to the one of the Batu things, and I was like, no, I have to go there.
That's hilarious.
Which I don't think I've actually been.
Really?
I don't know if I've been there or not. I've been there in real life.
You'll love it. You'll never leave.
Millennium Falcon is huge.
In real life.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to give you any spoilers if you haven't been there, but let me tell you, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it, but I feel like I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, love all things Star Wars, will rewatch and am continuously watching Star Wars things. So when that pack came out, I'm like, well, let's see what this is. And it literally just gave me that like little bit of like, I can play a character who's sort of Star Warsy. I can make some of my favorite Star Wars characters in the game that I love playing.
That's
so
true.
It bridged something for me that I never thought was ever going to be a thing. So that was kind of cool. But I mostly just you're right. The build buy things are fun. I like that there is Sabak, which is, like a card game. And I just like that they have a different card game. I'm like, we have all of these things. Like we can do there's cards and there's chess and there's Sabak and we can play, what's the one? The llama. Don't drop the llama. What's the
I think
llama
it's
game?
supposed to be
It's like Jenga, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Jenga, yeah.
And I'm like, why don't we have more card games? Because you could literally use all of the same animations and just do a little minimal work on your part to give us a few more like worldly
It's
games
true.
that are sitting there playing at a board with somebody. Sims team, if you're listening, there you go. There's an idea for you.
I want euchre. The Michiganders
Yes.
demand it. It's just our state. No one else knows what the hell it is.
Hey, surprisingly, I had a lot of people in high school playing euchre, like on bus trips and stuff.
High school, like 6th grade to high school was like prime card playing time. That's when I played card games the most. Like 6th grade, I think I learned all the card games I know. And then, or like nothing's happening in this class. We're just going to play Egyptian Rat Screw and just like...
Now, all of your listeners are trying to figure out how to spell euchre and Google it at the same time.
Is it E? One second, I'm dyslexic. E. I'm going
She'll
to
look
type
it
it into Google. E.
That's when I just like hit the voice search option and go, euchre.
Genius.
EUCHRE.
Yep, that's what I just discovered. I'm like, well, there you go. It starts with an E. I would have never, ever guessed that.
With most things in Michigan, my defense is we were, the French were here for a while, and it had a big impact on most of our names.
There you go.
We got conquered a lot in the Detroit area. The harbor did us no favors. Yeah, so and there's a community stream happening January 31st. That's the last thing announced on which I anticipate the expansion pack announcement happening at the end of that, or them teasing another big thing.
Now help me tie that to your timeline where we got the roadmaps before that were stretching across 3 months. Like, is this one breaking the mold, or are we thinking we're fitting the mold?
We might have to see. So we got 2 kits. So this is January. We got 2 kits. We're anticipating the big update, but now that we got the 2 kits, I don't know when that big update's coming anymore. Because we thought it was going to go in order on the tree, because the tree goes the big update, kits, expansion pack, and the last one is the community stream. But the community stream kind of ruined that because that's the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the 2 kits. So I don't know if we're getting that big update this month anymore. We might get it early February, and then the end of January is the stream, which announces the expansion pack maybe coming in March. Maybe?
Okay. That tracks.
Or we'll just get the baby thing next week, and then I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if we got the baby update before like that. If in fact the expansion pack's not going to come out until March, like that would be surprising to me that they'd be that ready to launch that.
It depends on because they kind of like doing a big patch right before an expansion pack, which then breaks everybody's game for a solid month. So
yeah,
I don't know. But then that would lead us to, because if they release an expansion pack in March, they get to kind of be like, we're done for this month because we're busy with the expansion pack. Hopefully, unless we don't like it, and then we move on very quickly.
Interested to see how that all plays out now.
I know. I'm really curious about it.
That would leave February, because if the update is this month along with the 2 kits, that would leave February with nothing, unless the expansion pack's also coming out in February. But then this roadmap is a 2-month roadmap, which is weird for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be wrong about everything I said.
But the real big question is are we just done with stuff packs, do you think, then?
They just got good, too. That was
Yeah.
I know.
The last few that I got were just amazing.
I agree.
It was a Paranormal, right? That was the last one?
Paranormal and Nifty Knitting was right before that, I think.
Oh, that's right.
So much, yes, stuff, but like gameplay, like stuff that brought completely different gameplay to the game, which blew my mind.
And then they were like, no. And we don't have gameplay kits because the one that we got doesn't work. And so they were like, never mind.
They tried to bridge that gap with Bust the Dust, and it did not work.
It did not.
I mean, their little dust things are cute, but like, why didn't they give us a broom? I know I've yelled about this every time it's brought up, but give me a broom for when my power gets kicked off and I can't use my vacuum.
That's a good idea. They should do that. That should be added in.
I'm gonna Sims 4 mods. Bust the dust.
There's probably
broom.
a mod for it.
Right.
Functional broom.
She found one.
Right? There you go.
I can't pronounce this name. Mizor. We'll put it in the thing.
Yeah. We'll throw it in our show notes if you want a functional broom for your Bust the Dust play.
We have the mod for you, but we can't pronounce it.
Like half of these names, I'm always like, oh boy, I can read things, I can't say them out loud. Here, I'm just gonna. Oh, I can.
I feel like I'm constantly apologizing too on my podcast for like how I pronounce people's names. I'm like, I think that's how you say it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I'll commit to however I'm saying it because you're not here to tell me.
Paste. I just put it at the bottom there. I put it in our outro. I didn't know where to put it.
Okay.
Don't read it. HTTPS.
I don't know what this is, but I'm just reading.
Now, did you guys see the news today from what's the new Sims account that's fantastic? The Sims Direct.
Sims Direct.
And they had posted something about an issue with the new kits. They resolved the issue since they posted it originally. Let's see what it was. Yeah, they posted today. Hey, Simmers, regarding today's kits release, we are currently experiencing some delays/errors when it comes to purchasing and accessing the two kits across platforms. Please sit tight as the team works toward a resolution. So that was like, let's see, what time was that today?
They fixed that quick. I guess that involves them getting money. So I bet they were.
They had a lot of people on that one.
Quick on that one.
Well, I'm glad they fixed it.
Who said? Somebody in our group chat brought up that there was like a fight happening between people talking about the EA app and Steam.
Yeah, that's in one of my Facebook groups. There's always arguments going on between what people are using and what they know or think they know about Origin and going away potentially and the EA app.
Oh, it yells at me. It yells at me when I try to use the Origin app now. So now I went
I just got on yesterday and it didn't give me any issue.
Here's a special
And I'm sitting over here on a Mac, always on Origin, and basically being told, hey, there's an EA app, but you can't have it. And I'm like, all right.
Oh.
Apple can't use it?
No, for whatever reason, they did not come out with one. Let's see. What does my Origin say when I go in?
Yeah, from what I heard is that they're phasing out Origin for Windows. So everyone needs to migrate to EA app, which I'm on Windows. So I don't know what that says because I'm having zero issues so far.
It's still weird to me that people still, like, it's not 2010. Why are we acting like Mac and Windows can't happen at the same time?
Right. As long as they keep supporting my game, I'm fine with it. But I can't remember how many updates ago it was when suddenly I went into The Sims, but I was traveling or something, and so I didn't have internet, and it's like, this game requires internet. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't require internet. There's a bonus to use said internet on it. So I can see other people's stuff, but it made me so the only way I could get in was I'd have to have Origin open and logged in, and then if I'm disconnected from Wi-Fi after that, I can get into the game. And I'm like, this is complicated. This is far too complicated. Let me play my game.
The only way it plays for me, I have to be online when it opens, but I guess technically I could lose internet access while the game's up and just not be able to access the gallery. But I was like, why do I have to turn it on? I have to be on the internet, but I can't.
Right.
I don't like that it's connected.
No, me either.
Oh, Letty Simmer 4 hours ago couldn't find the kits in the app. Oh, people were sad. There's a lot of memes.
Mm-hmm.
I looked to the right and EA app was trending and I was like, oh, is this about what we're talking about? Yes. There's a lot of sad gifs happening. A lot of question marks. And then one person being like, I got him.
We're happy for you.
I don't know what you guys' problems is.
After the bathroom clutter kit, I guess when people started getting access to it, maybe it was from a picture, but I kept seeing the zoomed in photo of a hair dryer and people complaining that the cable was like literally flat, like painted on the counter.
I did see that. I saw that discussion.
And I just want to know, like, is that how it is, or have they fixed it, or like, are we talking ball pit like issue? Like, what's going on here? I mean, I know we're talking a kit, but They should know we pay very close attention to everything when this game, when new packs and kits and everything gets released.
Hold on, let me see if this will let me boost up my game, or if Zencaster will be like, "What is that?" and kick me out. I'm gonna hit play because I got it. I get everything. I just like having all the boxes checked, so I'm part of the problem.
She's a completionist.
I am. And also, I started doing our showcases, and me not having some of the kits kind of it ruined some people's builds. So I was like, fine, I'll get these. So ever since I finished the collection, I like to keep it going, which
they rely on people just like you. So thank
Yep.
you. Keep them afloat while we wait.
EA owes us money.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
We keep the word going for this game.
Exactly. We talk it up. We highlight. I mean, we're doing a lot of the work over here. Just saying.
Mhm.
I mean,
The girl who cuts my hair said she downloaded the game because it's free and also because she knows I play. So I was a part of that.
that's awesome. Converted simmer.
We can move on while this loads. This could take forever.
Okay. Yeah, we just got a patch the other day.
We did get a patch, which fixed a lot of problems people have been complaining. There was a lot of people, like, there's a lot of patches, people going, thank God.
Yes.
Although the one that they talked up from this one, I'm still having issues with, so I don't know how.
Which one?
Which one?
The one where they're moving when you pause.
Oh no, the horror continues.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I had just gotten used to it. I just accepted it. I'm like, okay, they're obviously looking at me and I'm looking at them. I can't there's
I know.
you know.
I got used to my Sims and Sims 3 doing that, so I'm like, oh, this is nothing new, but yeah, it's still happening though.
Fun fact, that was the one that, like, it was in the patch notes, and, like, it was 50-50 on people being like, you know what? I actually like that one, and other people being like, thank God. Because I think it was Hip Hip Hooray was like, I enjoyed it. I also think people who like it enjoy horror games. That was my ongoing theory.
I thought it was terrifying the first time it happened because it wasn't all a buzz on social media yet. So I was like, what's going on? And then I just got used to it. And now that it's gone, I'm like, oh, they don't look at me anymore.
Where did you go?
Right. I noticed that the Bust the Dust update was the sniff Sims will perform the smelling animation the appropriate amount when their air environment is dirty. No one likes a dirty litter box. I feel like I got it the opposite end. When like rooms were clean, they'd like get up, get out of bed, and be like, "Oh, it smells so nice in here."
Yeah,
they do that so much when it's clean, and you're like, "Calm down."
I know. It's like if they go upstairs, they stop, and if they go downstairs, it's just all over the place.
Any new space they enter. I was really hoping that I don't even know if it's been reported as an issue, as a bug, but I don't know about you guys, but in the werewolves pack, which I love playing me some werewolves, when they're like running fairly and going a long distance and start checking their phone, I'm like, really? Can we not? Can we fix this? I mean, I understand phone addiction is real, but like,
even when you are running feral, you gotta check Facebook.
Right. You're like, yes, I'm a beast, but I'm not a monster.
It's addicting. You gotta answer those texts quick, or people think you're mad at you. Hair dryer update. It does look flat to me.
Oh man, to be expected. Now the question is will they patch it or will it remain flat?
I think it's gonna remain flat.
It's gonna be flat. I don't see them fixing that at all.
Okay, so tying back to the roadmap and all the wonderful things we've seen with these kits, I'm wondering, I saw a tweet from Sematically, you mentioned them earlier, where they said, you remember when there was a glitch earlier in the game where the hair choice would make your Sims not have teeth, and then they showed the cup of teeth? And I was like, is that going to be a thing? Because it obviously didn't happen with the kit, I'm guessing, but how crazy weird would that be if they added that into the game? Grandma took her teeth out. Like, I just can't even.
The glitches are features now. We just built it into the game.
That's genius marketing right there.
I don't know if I would be terrified or if that would be a nice welcome thing as the person that runs the granny cult.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Granny could take her teeth out.
Mm-hmm.
They like reusing animation, so I do wonder if they did that, what other animation could possibly that be for?
Right.
I don't
Something where
know.
they bring something to their mouth.
I guess a sandwich, like eating.
Yeah.
If it's in your hand, you just got to do hopefully just one, so you're not.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how dentures work.
The sudden details of denture removal. How real do you want your game to be?
Yes. Terrifyingly real.
There's a mod for that. I bet money I don't want to look for that mod.
No.
We don't need that right now.
But so many things fixed with this last update.
Oh, so many.
Snowy Escape work withdrawals are now removed during their off hours, which is great because my sim kept wanting to go to work like all the time, and I'm like, no, you have to stay at home.
What was wrong with them?
That burnout culture is real. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I guess there was a genetic problem. Toddlers were all looking a little too similar to each other. Now they'll reflect parents and account for genetics. Oh, Sims 4 genetics.
Oh, good.
Crazy.
I saw so many of those posts, and I'm like, well, you know, let's see how this turns out.
They'll grow out of it.
Oh, man, yeah. The disabling wants and fears was a big one, though. That one is, I've heard happiness shout from the mountaintops of all of our Mount Komorebi.
Yeah.
People were happy about that.
It's mainly my main issue with the fears. I have one big pet peeve, which is the one of fear of a dead-end job will always come up directly after they got promoted. Every single time. That's when it shows up for me, and that makes the least amount of sense. You just got promoted.
This is not a dead-end job. You were climbing that ladder.
They reached the rung, and they were like, I don't want this anymore. What was I thinking?
I made a bad choice.
Right.
I like when they put in, like, the code version of the clothes or hair, like we're supposed to figure this out. It starts with the mint green belted cardigan, but then it's like YF top _ cardigan belted _
Wow.
It no longer makes your sim look like human spaghetti. So that's nice. I have seen those pictures. They're horrifying.
So much horror.
I don't think I've seen any of those. Now I'm going to have to go down an odd Google search later.
It does the whole, like, those, you know, those like air things that go on car dealerships.
I never had a sim wearing that outfit, but I would have one that would walk by as I'm playing another family, and I would go, "What is happening?" And then it would stop, and I go, "Did I imagine that? Like, no." And then I'm like, "Okay, so obviously something's going on," but it was not on a sim I was playing, so I did not know what was wrong. I try like fix my game multiple times, like, what's wrong?
I like how much you're like, did I just disassociate in my game, or did that truly just happen?
Yep.
We're not going to focus on it.
That's how I get into these games. I get to leave the world and enter their world. I enjoy that the My Wedding Stories update. The Sims will no longer talk about planning their wedding ceremony after they're married.
Thank God. That dominated everything.
That's some awkward conversations with your spouse. Just wait until we get married. What? We're married. We've been married for how many years now? Right.
That would take up the wheel like every time, and it's like you're done. You're no longer a bride. Today's not your special day. You need to get over it.
I mean, I do see a lot of Bridezilla posts every now and then. I'm like, okay, there are some people that still are obsessed with their wedding after they're married, but it's not a lot of people that are like that though. So that's nice that they took that out.
Yes. Oh, this is a good one. Some from the season, Sims won't freeze to death in the summer when interacting with sprinklers because, you know, that cold groundwater will freeze you right out in the middle of a hot Midwest summer.
Came straight mountain water, just...
Yep.
Right. It was mostly just ice.
Yep.
Just ice shooting out of the sprinklers. That's really what did it.
Sims kids playing going, is this fun? Why is this fun?
Ow!
Right.
It's fine. It's good.
It's good old-fashioned fun. Deal with it.
Back in my day.
Exactly.
Sims are now able to properly schedule holidays when they have a teen in the house. Oh, I think High School Pack made scheduling with a teen a living nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I would love to know how many people are still taking their Sims to high school after the pack came out.
I do. So when I was playing my Speed Legacy, I went with my teen sim because he's an heir, and I was like, oh, I can find your partner. And because if they're in high school, they're the same age, so I can start the relationship now because it's a Speed Legacy. So even if they're a week older, that's like time is money, my friend. A week is too like we can't do that.
Right.
We need to keep the ball rolling. So I do go sometimes. Like sometimes I'll do it, like it depends on how much I care about the teen and the house, or sometimes I'll do half and half of like I'll follow you one day and then I won't the other day because I don't need to go there every day.
I do like that idea when you have a household of Sims. If you have, some adult Sims that you're focused on and they have kids, that's a nice breakaway from the play.
Change it up a little bit.
Sometimes you're just like, I just want you to get to tomorrow faster, so I'm not going with you to school. You do you. I'm gonna
You go do your thing.
I'm gonna go make something in the microwave real quick while you guys handle your life. Oh, there's console stuff. The show all households list and manage households menu can be scrolled, meaning you can now see all households as well for the console.
That's good.
That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You brave console people.
I know.
I don't know how they do it.
Shout out to you, Pixel. He's playing it all the time.
I know.
Every time I watch it, I feel like I'm watching the game I know, but it's just different enough. I'm like, I don't understand why when he's building. I'm like, I don't understand how we move with this thing. It does not compute in my mouse brain.
How are you doing this? That reminds me of I had a roommate in college. So, like, I brought the extended edition of Lord of the Rings because to me, those were the only versions of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
so I brought them with me to college, and my roommate was watching them, and she's like, these movies change every time I watch them. And by the time we realized why, it's because the first time she watched them, it was like the TV version. And then she watched the extended edition, and then she watched the theatrical release, and she's like, why is it different every time? I don't understand. There's stuff missing that I thought was there. Now it's different.
Right.
So this was a tiny little patch just for, fix public bathroom description information stating there for hygiene instead of bladder. Well, I'm glad they did that for us. We were confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go use the public bathroom to clean yourself off. What? Said no one ever.
Yeah.
I don't ever think of a public bathroom and hygiene. I mean,
you want to get it out of there as quickly as possible. Just in and out.
Yeah, I just love when my Sims come out of the public bathroom and they have got the moodlet that's like, ew, I used a public bathroom.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, I'm with you. I got you.
Yep, that's me.
Yep.
You were brave today, and I'll remember this with your wants.
Yep.
They should come out confident. I used this girl's bathroom, but I did it, so.
Yeah.
I nailed that.
Everything came out okay.
For now.
Right.
But this patch, I thought was going to be a good test for, because we haven't had a social bunny since CurseForge came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this would be this is one of the first tests for CurseForge, because if you download it through the CurseForge thing, the mods are supposed to, because you could download it individually like you normally do, but then you have to update the mods. But if you download it with CurseForge, the mod creators can send the upload through CurseForge, so it updates kind of by itself because of how CurseForge works. So this was kind of one of the first tests of it, but I guess this was a small enough patch that nothing broke.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm actually surprised. I haven't heard much broken after this patch. I hope I didn't just jinx us.
Yeah, everything we go back.
Everything just broke just now.
Yep.
Sorry, Simmers.
All because Techn0babble said it.
My bad. I'll try to make it up to you.
This is the question. Have you guys used CurseForge since it came out?
I have not.
I have not, but I just got back into playing the other day, so I might get on and start downloading some stuff.
Sims is a game you take breaks from. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Also, World of Warcraft came out with an expansion. I've been cheating hardcore on it because there's dragons over there.
Ooh.
And I can do spinny spins in there. I'm going to spinny spin on a dragon. That's cheating. But so it came out and I went in there because I've used CurseForge because that's also where my World of Warcraft add-ons go to be like, this is how damage happens and directions. So I've used it before. So I went in there and I downloaded Sailor Moon hair, and I also downloaded, I was looking for any mods corresponding with Dine Out was pretty much my search because it's broken. And because there is one mod in there that I immediately downloaded where it's phrased better as the mod, but it's if somebody invites your sim out to dinner, your sim doesn't have to pay for that anymore.
Oh my gosh, yes. I always thought that was the worst thing. I'm like, you invited me out. Why am I paying for your meal? I'll buy my own meal, but why am I paying for yours?
Yeah. That was the first thing I downloaded because I was like, this is beautiful.
That's amazing.
It feels like it was a big thing when it was announced, but because a lot of people were unsure about it, not a lot of people have used it.
I saw very little people going on to it except for it doesn't have the mods I want, or doesn't have the CC person I want, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they're just starting, so I get that they're going to grow and try to figure that out. But I would love to talk to a CC creator and find out like how difficult it is to get your stuff on there. Like, what does that entryway / gate look like to get through?
Yeah.
Because there are a couple big ones in here. Because like Wonderful Whims is in here, and MC Command Center is on there.
I know, like right after the summit, they had some really big names rolling out saying, "Yeah, I'm going to be on CurseForge."
There's a Sims 4 multiplayer mod that intrigues me and also scares me, so I don't want to download it.
Yeah.
Like Twisted Mexi's in here.
Oh yeah, I just saw a tweet from him today too.
But I think this was mainly because wasn't Sims 4 getting kind of in trouble because they were kind of people making custom content, because they were custom content mods kind of lived in their own area that was like, we like you guys, but we're whatever, just don't do bad things. And people would kind of make things that went a little bit too far, but since EA never put themselves officially with anybody, it kind of put them on the same space with everybody, including these like unsavory mods in CC. So I think that's what led to this.
Right.
We like these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of gives them their stamp of approval. Yeah. And that makes sense. When the game became free, I was really curious, like, going back to your hairdresser who started playing, like, I wonder what it was like to first start playing the game and what you're bombarded with. Like, how would you, as a brand new simmer, never played the game before, you get the free game, you start playing The Sims 4 in its base game method. Do you even know about CurseForge? Is there like an ad inside of the game? Like how does the team let you know about it? Like, we've all been playing for so long that like I don't know what it looks like to a new player who's never started fresh. Like, I can barely remember when I started playing The Sims 4, what it, going from The Sims 3 to the 4, like how I felt and what it looked like and what was different and that sort of thing.
That's true. And like, new players, I'm always wondering, especially since before you get involved in the community, it feels like such a solo adventure into this game. I'm wondering like how people find out about custom content at all.
Right.
I wonder. If you're a new player, if you started playing like recently, I guess if you're listening, we might be.
No, they might hear it. Yeah.
Google was probably the answer to the question.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think back to like even when I first got into CC with Sims 3, I'm like, how did I do that? And I can't for the life of me remember.
Sims 2, I do know why. I remember with Sims 2 because on the official web page for Sims 2, if you could upload Sims into, because it was like on a website and you had to go to the website. So the gallery was on a website and you could upload stuff with custom content. And if you downloaded it with custom content, you would also have to go, like they would tell you like, well, you need to go get the mesh, and then it'd be like, so you'd see one and you're like, I like that hair, what is that hair? And then they'd say it's custom content, you have to go over here to get, or you download the sim and just get free custom content with the sim from the what was it called in Sims 2?
Yeah, because that's when I started using CC and stopped, because at one point it broke the game so bad that I couldn't play, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life right now. I need to play and I can't fix it, and I don't know what to do. It was too early in the internet to have all of the answers right at your fingertips too.
Yep.
It's just broken for. What was the name of the website?
It was in Sims 3, it was the Exchange.
The Exchange. It was the Exchange.
Yep. Yeah.
I found the Sims2.com Sims Wiki. You didn't think it'd come in a social bunny, but Sims Wiki coming in right every time. We're relevant. You can go into the Wayback Machine and kind of look at what it looked like.
Oh.
It's very interesting.
That sounds like a fun trip.
There's a lot of like weirdness because a lot of the images don't load anymore, but you can still kind of click around. I was like, I wonder if I could briefly find the legacy I was posting that like 16-year-old me was posting in here. It was mildly popular on LiveJournal as well. Because I think LiveJournal was where the Sims community was before Twitter was a thing. It was on the forums, and then it was live on LiveJournal.
I think it kind of hopped over to Tumblr, and then it kind of took off to Twitter.
Yep, I think you're right.
We did didn't someone on we kind of like did a shout out to be like, hey, have you guys used CurseForge?
Yeah, we asked our Patreon, and we asked people on Instagram, and we only got one response, which kind of leads into the not many people using it.
Yeah, I think
it.
it's just because there's not I don't know. I don't play with CC because, like I said, the horror story. Like, I brought one piece of CC into my game, and then an update came out literally like 2 weeks later, and then I'm like, well, now I don't know what I'm supposed to do and how to fix this, and I don't want my game to be broken, right? Because I'm terrified of any day where there's not Sims available to me to play and exist in. And so I was looking into all of this stuff, and I'm like, there's so many creators, and there's no way they're all going to get approved for whatever this is. And there was that chunk of time where it was like they didn't know their future and their livelihoods and what they were going to be doing. So I'm glad that it sort of found its healthy balance, and that there's this approved CurseForge version, and other people like, I would love to find out from the community how many CC creators are like trying, like, what is it, an application process? How do they get to it? Do they want to be part of it?
And once you get in, is it easier to get stuff up? Oh,
Yeah.
Miikocc is who I have. She has several like Sailor Moon inspired hairs that are very cute that I downloaded when this thing first came out. And I will say, like, especially for the custom content, the pictures need to be bigger. It's not here. I can like send a quick thing just to visualize.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I'm looking at it, like, since it's so important to look at a picture of it and see if you want it in your game, the fact that I have to click into this, like, to see the pictures of the clothes means I'm more likely to just pass it on by.
Because you're not seeing it all the detail you need to. It's sort of like a almost smaller Twitter profile thumbnail looking thing that's just teeny tiny.
Yeah, especially like some of these have like it's like an eye collection, and then the mini picture is like 3 different pictures, and I can't see details at all. So I'd almost like the pictures bigger. So Jess, if you could let EA know that they need to talk to CurseForge.
Send that in.
Yeah, your next meeting.
Yep, I'll make sure that's on the docket.
Thanks.
But yeah, the one response we got on Instagram from Megan, she said that she downloaded one little mod from it. It seems less sus than previous platforms, but it is harder to find individual creators.
Oh, yeah. I get you. So like you can sort of scroll through and see lots of different things, but if you're searching for someone in particular, it's more difficult to find them.
Yes. You can, so in the mod area, at least, like you can, I think in all these, you can go to, like you can look what game version you want. So that's immediately I dropped that down and was like, where is Dine Out? And then it'll pull together everything that's like, that it sees as Dine Out related. So I did like that.
I wonder how the creators, like, are they given more advanced notice than your average CC creator of something being updated that's going to need fixes or patches?
So they can like do it quicker?
Yeah, like that would make sense for why you'd want to have that partnership. Otherwise, what would be the benefit? Again, if in the future we have a check out the CC and mod community and there's a CurseForge link at the, entryway to the game when you start, the starting map, that would be the only thing. Otherwise, I would love to know how someone finds out about it who's new to the game.
I gotta leave. I just kept looking through stuff.
You were lost in the CC world. That's what happens.
I also like super boring mods because I like one of the last mods I downloaded that then I just never fixed once the game patched was like just more columns and casts. I was just like, I just want more to see. Like, it had 4 columns instead of 2, and I was like, thanks, mods.
It's the little things in life, right?
2 is not enough.
Yep. Those are some of the mods like Ava and I are talking about in our last episode about the Sims 3 NROS mods. They're like, you know what? There's no point to having this, but it makes me feel better about having this in my game.
It makes my brain happier, so we're just going to go with it. We reached the end of the news.
Yep. That's about it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That was so much news and so much fun.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Techno. We love that you were here.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, you guys. This was fantastic. We'll have to do something exactly similar like this on Simmers Digest podcast. This This was too much fun, and I would love to come back to your show anytime you're looking to hear me babble on about our favorite community and our favorite game. I'm here for you.
Yay.
Yes. You were the first. We're like Social Bunny. We might like. It'd be like good to have a guest on Social Bunny. I was like, we should talk to Techno.
Yes.
Techno knows about news.
If people want to find you, where can they find you? I know you said some at the top of the episode, but
yeah, if you have not ever visited simmersdigest.com, head on over there. You can see everything that we do, from podcasts to social media to features to news posts to community news to CC features. Like we do it all. We love our community, and we just want to keep highlighting and collaborating and showcasing your guys' amazing creativity. It's one of the things that I love about our community, and I have loved it since The Sims. So I am a lifelong simmer, and I just love this community. It's an amazing group of people to be friends with and connect with and collaborate with. So I just love everything we do. And like I said, it's simmersdigest.com. And you will also see us shouting out this podcast and other amazing simmers and all of the amazing stuff that we do. Like I said, over at that website, simmersdigest.com. It's like Subway, right? You have to say it 3 times.
yes. Yeah, and if you want to find out more about us, we are all over social media. We are Plum0babcast on Instagram, Twitter, Hive, Mastodon, everything.
Everywhere you want to be.
Yep. Just search up Plum0babcast. You'll probably find us. We are Plum0bob Podcast on Reddit. We are Under the Plum0bob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. You can go to our website. It's plumbobcast.com. If you want to write us, there's a contact form on the website. Otherwise, you can email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. If you love us, you can get some merch. We got a merch shop at bit.ly/plumbobmerch. And you can also join our Patreon at patreon.com/plumbobcast. We have 2 tiers that you can join. The Broke Newbie Families, the $1 tier, and you get the access to our private Discord chat. And the $3 Top Hat Money tier, and that's where you get the Discord access and a monthly bonus episode.
Oh, we just released the bonus.
Yes, we just had our January bonus come out. It was me and Jen talking about last year and in The Sims. Yeah. Last year in The Sims. Yep. And what we're looking forward to in the coming year. Subscribe, rate, and review. We are on pretty much every podcasting app that's out there. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora. And if we're not there, let us know. We'll get on there. We like being everywhere.
Are we on Pandora? I still can't get over people listening to podcasts on Pandora. I don't know. That doesn't compute.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
We only knew because somebody asked about it, and we're like, we didn't know. How do you is it just a random episode gets flung at you? That's I don't understand.
I don't know. I haven't used Pandora since college, so I
forgot about it.
Thanks to our wonderful writing and research team, which was Caitlin and me throwing info in here.
Throw it in.
Woo! You guys were amazing.
Woo! I've been known to just be at work, like throwing things into our group chat, just be like, this is so I can throw it into. I don't have access to the script, so this is so I can get to it later. Here you go, guys.
Yep, and we get all our information from obviously the Sims official channels, the Sims Wiki, Simmers Digest. We get stuff from you.
We sure do.
And last but not least, thank you for listening, loving the game, loving us,
Yay.
loving Simmers Digest too.
Yeah,
go love them.
Yep. Thank you guys so much.
And save your game.
Drink some water.
Yep. And I think we're gonna go back to the real world now.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Happy simming.
Yeah.
Happy simming.
Enjoy the sim sessions that you guys are all playing.
Yes, Deck Simmers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.